The Clash of the Titans begins, another great Titan war. So what's up guys, Foxen here. Here you got Attack on Titan chapter 102. The all-out Titan brawl you've been waiting for is here. And I guess history does repeat itself. So place your bets, who's going to be the victor? Let's get right down to it and talk about the main event. You knew it and I knew it, the WarHammer Titan definitely was not down. Here in this chapter we have Eren versus the WarHammer Titan round 2. And really, can we just talk about how overpowered this thing is, again? Seriously, in this chapter you have the WarHammer Titan making this crossbow weapon. Seriously, this thing needs to be renamed. Later in the chapter mid-fight, it was also making a sword, and then it also had this Wolverine slash type of weapon. Seriously, it seems like this thing is capable of making anything. So far seeing the claw, the sword, and now the bow, this is really reminding me more and more of Claymore, which is not a bad thing. This chapter did give us a confirmation about how the WarHammer Titan is even making all of this crap. For my theory video, it turns out that one of those things was true. It wasn't making the stuff out of the ground or wood. At least according to Eren, it seems like it comes down to his natural Titan ability. The WarHammer Titan can make itself super hard. It really is just a hardening ability. And talking about overpowered, it seems that the WarHammer Titan does have one weakness, which was something almost true that I mentioned from the theory video. It turns out that the WarHammer Titan in a way did plan itself. It had that core going into the main body. And what do you know, underground was hiding the main body crystallized. And just take a moment to look at this Typer sister, which is what I'm calling her since we don't know her name. You got the real body that's crystallized. Doesn't it look familiar? Like, I don't know, it looks super familiar to Annie. And I don't think that's a coincidence. Another thing to notice is that Eren was just about to eat the thing, while it was a crystal like it was nothing. Once again, I think this is hinting to something. The final piece about this was that this thing was still able to shift mid-crystal. So just think about it, is this hinting at something that was possible for Annie 4 years back? I don't think it's too crazy. The big question now for Eren versus a WarHammer Titan is just how much energy these guys have left. Eren already shifted a second time, and so did the WarHammer Titan. If you recall from a long time ago, Eren's previous maximum was 2 times. So either both of these are done after this, or just maybe they could still get their Titan up again. Next up, let's talk about the newcomer coming in, the Jaws Titan. We all saw it coming from a mile away, but unfortunately the scouts somehow did not. When I saw this page, I'm like, the scouts are supposed to be surveying the area. Why did no one warn him? And for just a second, I did think that potentially Eren was gonna lose. Freaking Porco. Of course, making his grand appearance and saving the day was Levi. And if Levi wasn't gonna do it, of course it was gonna be Mikasa. And I was gonna save it for later, but screw it. Let's talk about the badass Levi. It's been 4 freaking years. And really, it's really wonderful to see him. I think out of the top characters that I wanted to see post time skip, Mikasa was up there, but so was Levi. About Levi himself, it looks like he's the only one with the actual Wings of Freedom cape thing. Look-wise, I can't say I'm too surprised. It looks like there's nothing too different. At least from what I could tell. I know there were some people that were expecting him to have a mustache or beard or both. Some people thought he'd be bald. And then 1 or 2 weird people thought that Levi would be taller. I don't think you know how that works. Interestingly, notice that Levi is the only one using 2 blades. No guns. Maybe he just put them away for this shot. But I wonder if that has anything to do with his previous fight with Connie 4 years back. Maybe it doesn't, but who knows. Next up, the second newcomer, the Cartman Titan. In my prediction video, I mentioned Peak possibly just saying screw the tank, we gotta get over there as soon as possible. Looks like that was not the case. Peak did take a little bit longer to get her tank set up. And for what they mentioned, it seems to be the only weakness for the 3D maneuver gear. I mean, you got a couple of guns moving around that can't be easily destroyed. And I honestly think that's a great choice, on Peak's part anyway. I mean, right now we still don't know too much about the Card Titan. But at least the feeling I get from it is that it's not that useful. At least going head on Titan versus Titan. Now with those guns on top, it's going to be nearly impossible to get close to it. I guess the scouts could always just shoot it with one of the rockets. That might be the best option. And then if things weren't bad enough, the Beast Titan is here. So Zeke is here. It looks like he's going to get his revenge on Levi. Or is he? What are you up to, Zeke? Whose side are you really on? I know right now it's looking really bad. You got the Beast Titan, the Jaws Titan, the Card Titan with the gear versus the scouts. Not to mention, you have over 30,000 troops surrounding their LD NASAs. I think it's about time for the nuke. Armin, hurry up. So far, it's safe to say that it's not going how I expected, which is freaking awesome. Anyway, let me go back and comment on some other things. The one thing I do have to bring up is that conversation between Eren and Mikasa at the beginning. This prediction was right, you have them talking for a little while. Mikasa actually brings up what Eren did. He just killed a bunch of civilians, soldiers, children. She even goes as far as mentioning that it's irredeemable. And just look at her face, she looks so hurt. Is she crying? I know some people are saying that Eren is working alone, but my takeaway from this is that Eren knew what he had to do. And right now, the reality may just be hitting Mikasa. As for the Marley Nation, it seems that now we know the great Willy and Margaret's plan. Their Grandmaster plan was to use Willy as himself as bait. The whole world would gather around them, which I'm sure they just leaked that information. Eren then killed the Marley officials plus the World Nation officials. This whole thing just put a giant spotlight on Eren and the Paradise Island again. At least right now it seems like they just walked into their plan. Meanwhile, even if they escape from this, there's 30,000 plus troops. Perhaps Attack on Titan is gonna end soon. It's looking like this is the finale. Anyway, let me now talk about the scout, starting with Jean. The majestic horse is back, but now he's grown into a stallion. It seems like Jean and the other scouts were able to take out the soldiers no problem. I guess thank you Hanji for the upgrades. Alongside Jean, the other guy you saw was Floch. I guess his a-hole is still alive, and they decided to bring him. I'm not sure what this guy was up to, but I got a feeling this guy is just gonna piss me off. Next up, we have the Potato Girl all grown up. And forget potatoes, she's now a super sniper. Sasha's got this Hawkeye thing going on. Honestly though, just look at her. When I first saw this, I didn't recognize her until they said her name. I was trying to think back, which other female did they have back there? It's definitely not Hanji. And then right beside Sasha was a lovable blockhead, Connie. I think out of anyone, puberty hit this guy the hardest. Connie has hair now, and he definitely looks a lot taller. Take a guess, how tall is he? Is he 6 feet tall now? Either way, I'm sure that he's taller than Levi. By the way, I do have to mention, what were these two guys doing? They were putting these lights here and there? What are those for? Are they just trying to show Armin where to land from above? As for the warrior trainees, we have Gabi. You saw Gabi run away from the hospital and head towards the battlefield. When I saw that, I was just smelling some death flags on her. And boy does Gabi not catch a break. Right in front of her, she saw even more people getting killed. Thankfully, Sasha was kind enough to spare her. Although, is that just gonna come back to bite them in the ass? Hopefully it doesn't backfire. Since right now, Gabi picked up a gun and is heading towards the actual Titan fight. So far, 2 of the other guys have gone down. I really can't see Gabi making it out of Attack on Titan alive. But we'll see. And talking about the dead warriors, back at the hospital, that Udo kid confirmed this guy is super dead. I mean, if his head turned 90 degrees and his head bashed in weren't enough from the previous chapter, this should pretty much confirm it. Anyway, back to the finale of the chapter. You got the Clash of the Titans that's about to begin. On one side, you have the Scouts and the Attack Titan plus Armin somewhere. On the other, you have the Cart, Jaws, and the Beast Titan. The MVP for Marley right now is the WarHammer Titan. Really, if I had to place $5 right now for one of these, I'd have to do it for the Marley side. Let's see how this all plays out. The previous 2 chapters it seemed like Eren was in control, and now that suddenly has shifted. Anyway, this chapter does leave us with a bunch of questions, as always. First off, what is going on with Zeke? This guy is way too suspicious. If I had another $5, I would say that the Beast Titan is gonna turn mid-fight. Also, what are those lights that Connie and friends were putting up? The Armor Titan is also missing in this fight, so where is Reiner? You know that this guy has way too much plot armor to die. But how dead is Falco? Speaking of which, where is Armin and his Colossal Titan? Come on, I want to see that He-Man Titan appear in Marley. Another scout that's missing is Hanji. Are the 2 masterminds sitting this out and thinking of a plan? And finally, the WarHammer Titan. Can anything kill this thing? Right now it seems overpowered as frack. But anyway, let me hear from you now. How freaking awesome was this chapter? It just keeps on getting better and better. By the way, if you did enjoy this breakdown, give this a colossal thumbs up and subscribe. A lot more Attack on Titan videos are coming, and I would really appreciate it. It's almost 3 AM here. If you're looking for more stuff to watch, definitely check out my recent Attack on Titan theories, and if you're a ReZero fan, definitely check out Rem's birthday video. As always, subscribe and I'll see you guys later.